Unit 2, Critical Thinker. In this unit, we will be discussing about qualities of good critical thinker, critical thinking models, critical thinking skills, critical thinking and problem solving, lateral thinking, lack of critical thinking skills. These are the 5 areas we will be discussing. Let's look at some of the qualities of a good critical thinker. What are those qualities that are common to all the influential critical thinkers? More importantly, are these qualities that make them better at thinking in a non-linear critical way? It has been observed that some people are just better than others in arriving at logical decisions. The secret behind their being so good at decision making is not quality of education that they have received or the places they have traveled. The secret lies in how much of their education they have applied in their life in a practical manner, and how much they have observed from places they have visited and people they have conversed with. Researchers state that critical thinkers all over the world have 4 common qualities. They are active listeners, they are curious people, they have self-discipline, and they have humbled and rooted. They are humbled and rooted. When you say what is active listeners, the critical thinkers are active listeners. It is often quoted that the best communicators aren't those who speak well, but those who listen well. You might be a persuasive speaker, however, you don't listen to others. You will keep on speaking out of tune. Your brilliant statement and observation will be totally irrelevant in such cases. Being an active listener means you have to be completely attentive and engaged to what the speaker is saying. Not only that, an active listener can also understand the subconscious messages that the speaker is sending just by interpreting the words of the speaker when the speaker might not have explicitly mentioned it otherwise. Another important aspect is curiosity. A curious brain is a learning brain. It has been seen that people who have good decision-making skills are always trying to learn new things. That inquisitiveness keeps them ready and updated so that they are in a position to handle any crisis in the best possible manner. People like these love asking questions and reject explanation that are not based on the logic and rationality. There is a fine line between being curious and being noisy. Many people try to intrude into other person's life and business and are generally termed as meddlesome. Otherwise, we call it intruders, poking into. In contrast, being curious is about learning things using your own facilities of senses as compared to collecting rumors. Another important aspect is self-discipline. One of the main objectives of self-discipline is to prevent others from influencing your thoughts so that you have an independent reasoning and rationalizing ability. Critical thinkers are more aware of their surroundings and their own strength and weakness than others. This is due to their commitment towards improving the world. They are empathetic and believe in quality for all. The last one, humility. Humility is the quality of downplaying one's contribution in a successful task while giving credit to others. Humility is not also the quality of being open to new ideas. Critical thinkers are always humble while learning so that they can learn new things without their ego fighting against someone teaching them something. Now let's look at some of the critical thinking models. There are thousands of critical thinking models for almost any subject or a discipline. Let's look at some of these critical thinking models which may be useful for your situation. One of such model is proximate versus root cause. Proximate versus root cause critical thinking model encourages people to discover primary cause of an event, and proximate cause is closest to the observed result or immediate responsible for it. In contrast, the root cause is the actual cause of the result. Both are cause of the event, but the root cause is the main cause, while proximate cause is the immediate next cause. This Mendel model focuses or forces you to look beyond obvious reasons to determine the core reasons for impact. It helps with the innovative problem solving. So instead of relying on band-aid solutions or improving currently existing solutions, you uncover the root cause of the matter and creating something altogether new. For example, you have gained a lot of weight from March 2021. Upon investigation, you might draw following inferences or conclusion. Proximate cause. You have burned fewer calories than you consume, moving less, eating more due to boredom of or food accessibility, thus you gain weight. Root cause. Your habits have changed because of lifestyle change from working at office to working from home. When you know the root cause is an issue, you can begin to deal with to reduce the oddness of recurrence. In this case, change your habits to fit the work from home lifestyle better. The proximate versus root cause model improves your critical thinking ability and helps formulate a proper understanding of issues before working on them. Another model is cognitive bias. Cognitive bias is a tendency to think in a way that can lead to deviations from rationality and objectivity. We all have cognitive bias. This error is in thinking happens because of our tendency to process and interpret information swiftly, which can affect our decision making and eventually outcome of the situation. For example, A soccer player scores a goal. In his mind, that means he's a great player. But if he had missed, he would reason that it was because the grass was wet. In self-serving bias, the tendency to claim more responsibility for success than failures. In other words, if there is a success, it is because I did it something right. If there is a failure, it is something else's fault, not of mine. When you only pay attention or engage with the new sources, stories, and conversations that confirm your worldview, you limit yourself from other perspective and opinion that may be good for you without realizing it. Being aware of your own cognitive bias allows you to create some distance between how you accept the world to be and become more open to how it actually is on any other given day. The human brain is a powerful machine, but it has its limitations. One of them is neglecting facts and evidences to make sense of the world quickly and easily. This habit of mind may allow us to make faster decisions, but it doesn't serve us optimally. When unchecked, cognitive biases hinder fair-mindedness, conclusion, and impartiality. Another model, Halson's razor. Never attribute to malice that which is adequately explained by incompetence. He promotes good thinking and teaches us not to assume the worst intention but people's action without investigation. It helps regulate our emotions and improve relationship and decision making. It also helps us to develop empathy by giving others the benefit of doubt and not assuming negative intent with evidence. You get to work, for example, you get to work than usual on a Monday morning and notice your things scattered around. This must mean someone used your office. You immediately think a certain co-worker did this to annoy you. But when you pause and consider, you realizes that a coworker must have used your office during the weekend because it was weekend and they got their keys at home. The story we tell ourselves about why things happen in the way they do are rarely true. It's worth spending some time to objectively view situations and choose a positive narrative that leads to better outcome in our mental and emotional health. Most of the time it happens, we tend to look at a negative impact of it instead of looking at a positive aspects of the events and trying to find reasons for justifying your negative statement. When you change it in a positive way, the relationship, the situations, and your thinking skills, and you will be open to have better and clearer ideas. Thank you very much.